Welcome back. I'm Dan Cobbler with Provincial Mills, and today I want to talk about paper and ink for your fountain pens. For you that are just getting into fountain pens, you may not know the difference between good quality paper versus the paper you go and buy at the local office store. Today I want to show you the difference. I want to show you some of the products we carry, and then I want to get into inks as well. When you're talking about fountain pens, you can't just put any kind of ink in it. It has to be a special fountain pen type ink. So the first thing I want to start with is paper. Hopefully you can see this okay. Up top is just a regular piece of paper we got from the office supply store. And you can see that I wrote it with a fountain pen, and what we call this is feathering, when you start to see the ink kind of channeling out from the area that you wrote the letter on. Down below is a piece of paper. It's made by Exaclair or Clairefontaine, my apologies. And it's a much smoother, heavier type of paper. There's no channeling, no feathering, nothing like that. That's the difference between fountain pen paper versus just any kind of regular paper that you might go buy at the store. Some of the quality papers that we carry, they're all going to come from Clairefontaine, but Clairefontaine makes Rhodia. And Rhodia, they have the line of Rhodia paper that makes meeting books, notebooks, small journal books, just about anything you can think of. So anytime you see something with the Rhodia symbol on it, you're going to know that that's a good quality paper for fountain pens. Now I said Clairefontaine makes Rhodia. Clairefontaine also kept their original line. Anything with the Clairefontaine symbol on it is going to be a good paper for fountain pens. And if you ever get some of this good quality paper, you can rub it with your hand and feel how smooth it is compared to paper that you buy at the store like Walmart or something like that. You're going to feel the difference. This stuff is made for fountain pen users. And I also wanted, Exacompta is another shoot off of Clairefontaine, and they make a lot of clipboards, larger work related products that also they incorporate the Rhodia paper into it, so it's still fountain pen safe. And so that's another brand you can look for, which we also carry at Provincial Mills. But the other one that I did want to go over is G. Lelot. Now this is a paper made for letter writing. It's made in a older style, the way they used to make paper, 100 years ago, and it's not as smooth, but it is still a dense paper that won't feather. It's pretty awesome to write on. It's 100% fountain pen safe, and they make this in small cards to write correspondence back and forth, and larger tablets to write letters back and forth. And one thing with this paper, if I put it up close enough, I hope you can see it. It is unlined paper, but there are actual when they made the paper, there are actual lines in it, and you'll feel those when you're writing, but it helps you keep a straight line as you're writing your letters back and forth. And I did mention Exacompta. I didn't show you any examples, but this is the FAF pad from Exacompta. They also make this, clipboards and some other items, but this is one of my favorite products from Exacompta. Once again, very smooth paper. It's actually a lighter weight paper, but very compact. It's very smooth. Awesome for fountain pens, awesome for putting on your desk and using to take notes, whatever you need it for at work. Now let's talk about fountain pen inks. What kind of fountain pen inks can you use in your fountain pen? Which ones you should avoid? As far as when you're looking for an ink, make sure it says for fountain pen use on it. There are numerous inks out on the market for calligraphy dip pens. Those are not the types of inks you want to use in your fountain pen. They're too thick. They have additives that will clog up and possibly damage your fountain pen. So when you're looking for ink, make sure it says for fountain pen use. I'll show you 3 examples of 3 brands that we carry here at Provincial Mills, and then I'll break those down real quick for you and give you some tips on some of them as far as what extra things you need to do. The first brand I'm going to go over is KWZ. Keep in mind, the brands that we carry, I use all the time. I've used them. I love them. That's why we carry them. KWZ is one of the very first inks we started with. I love the ink. It works great. It writes very smooth, and I would highly recommend this for anybody using it in their fountain pen. KWZ comes in, I think we have 50 plus different colors in the KWZs, but that's what some of the bottles look like. One thing that I would go a little further on KWZ, and I didn't take this out of the box, but on the box you see an IG and then the color. What that stands for is iron gall. That's a permanent ink. The only warning I would tell you on if you're going to look for a permanent ink, make sure you clean the fountain pen once every couple weeks, because the permanent inks seem to clog up a little more often. All the regular KWZ inks work great. Clean the pen 3 to 4 weeks and you're good to go. The next brand I would like to go over is the Monteverdes. We have about 30 some colors in Monteverde. Awesome ink. I've never had any problems with it. I use it all the time, and I would venture to say this is probably the best ink for starters. It runs smooth, not a whole lot of problems with cleaning it, and I've actually kept in my pen for 6 to 7 weeks without cleaning it. Never had a problem with it. The very last brand that we carry is the J. Herbin. This is one of the oldest ink brands in the world today. We carry about 15 different colors from their line, and it's a very smooth, wet flowing ink. Works great with the fountain pens. And I just want to go over their anniversary inks real quick. This is their standard brand of inks. This is their anniversary inks. Their anniversary inks are a shimmer ink. They're going to have small amounts of glitter in it. You're going to get some pretty awesome writing with it, because for the example, this one has it's a bluish green ink with a gold glitter in it. If you can see that at all, I don't know. The only caution I'd give you on that, plan on cleaning your pen every 2 weeks, because that will gunk up in there and your pen will start writing a little less smooth. There are many other brands of inks out there. Just make sure that they're for fountain pen use. And once again, if you have any questions whatsoever about inks or papers, please email me at provincialmills@outlook.com. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.